How much do you know about K-food? How much hanshik have you eaten? We invite you into the world of Korean food. Of course, including the history and culture of it. We'll introduce trendy foods and famous restaurants on Dish of the Day with Chef Ryan Phillips. We've got Chef Ryan on the video stream holding up a couple of turkeys, it looks like, and working out with them. You can put them in the oven now. They are massive.
They're heavy.
Wow. How big are they? How much do they weigh, Ryan?
About 6-point-something kilos or 14 pounds.
Each?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
yes,
my
yes.
goodness. Because Korea, we've talked about this before, you know, the average size of a chicken is much smaller than you can usually find in the West. So seeing a bird that big is not often the case.
Yeah, in Korea, it's really uncommon. Whenever some folks, like my kitchen neighbors, when they see a turkey whole cooked, they're like, whoa, it's got a wow factor for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, how you doing today, Peter?
Good, thank you. I was feeling a little bit tickly in the throat yesterday, but today, all good and ready for Christmas. How about yourself? We're linking up with you from your kitchen because you're busy with the Christmas orders.
Right. Yeah. Those 2 turkeys are going out later today. I got to do a couple of salmon. I got to do.
What are you doing with the salmon?
Kind of Alaskan style. Have you ever had like what they call salmon candy?
No.
So you take 2 parts of dark brown sugar and 1 part salt, and you kind of pack it in that for 12 to 18 hours.
Oh.
And then you rinse all that off, okay, because it's done its job. It's gotten into the fillets of the salmon, skin on fillets, by the way. And then let it sit with a fan on it for a little bit because it starts to get this lovely oily skin to the surface.
Oh.
And that grabs onto the smoke when I put it in the smoker for 3 hours at just 75 degrees centigrade, or maybe like 135 Fahrenheit. And you get this amazing, never pokpoke. How do you translate pokpoke?
So it's not dry in any way.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just succulent. It's really, really good stuff.
And that's how you eat it. You don't need to cook it any further.
No. After 3 hours at that temperature, it's totally done all the way through, and still just kind of sweet and savory and juicy. And I'm going to dress them with some fresh herbs, and then they're going to a party of 40 people tonight.
Wow.
And then some of the others are going out cold tomorrow for people's Christmas dinners together.
Fantastic. Sounds delicious.
Yeah,
Siska's on board saying, Cowboy Chef today. Matahari saying, slap that turkey. Is that a thing, to slap a turkey? The only thing I remember from Mr. Bean, a Christmas special, is he lost his watch inside a massive turkey, and then he couldn't find it, and he stuck it on his head, and he was walking around with a massive naked turkey on his head.
I think there's a Friends episode with a turkey on a head, too.
It is a good guarantee of a laugh. Just quickly, today's hashtag is maybe or 어쩌면, and we were talking about the phrase, 어쩌면 비가 올지도 몰라. It might well rain today. I think that is the case. It's looking like rain, and you're heading out back home when, Ryan?
The party tonight, I got to deliver by 7 p.m. So maybe hit the gym after that and then be home by 10, something like that.
And then you're leaving for home on what day?
Oh, sorry. I misunderstood your question.
No.
Yeah, on the morning of the 26th. I actually fly out after I arrive.
Oh, wow. Is that quick and you're going that way around the world?
Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. So I gain a day while I travel. So it's like I leave at 10 a.m., but I arrive at 8 a.m.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
On the same day.
That is fantastic. So we are not going to be doing another Christmas Thanksgiving special because if you did join us a few weeks back, you will remember that. So what is the ingredient that we will be shining a light on today?
Yeah. Do you like Jeonbok?
No.
Do you like abalone?
Not really. I mean,
how many people out there have even had abalone?
exactly. If you're in Korea, then definitely, because it is
Right.
such a common ingredient. It's not like super cheap, but it's just here, there, and everywhere. And I have to say,
Yeah.
out of all the ways, abalone for me is perhaps the most palatable when it's raw and the texture is completely different. So Ryan is holding up a shell of an abalone. If you've never even seen one, this is how it looks.
Oh,
Oh, beautiful
not
inside
pretty.
as well, isn't it?
Yeah. They got these little holes.
What are those holes for? Is that like when they're living, they have those holes in them as well?
I don't know, brother. I'm a chef, not a marine biologist.
I did do some marine biology, but I wonder
Did
if
you?
those are like that when they're living. So that's like a limpet, isn't it? So it's only one side shell and the other side is all
Right.
foot and it's stuck to something, right?
Yeah, it's a slug.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you. Thank you. It is a sea slug, although we do have sea slugs in Korea that are very delicious as well, completely different thing. So this is abalone. And why are we doing it this time? Is it in season?
Well, it's become wildly popular. It's a traditional dish, but it's become more popular in recent days to do the stone pot rice with the abalone.
Oh, the 솥밥.
So yeah, the Sotbap. So took it.
Careful, don't burn your fingers.
I usually wear gloves. I forgot I wasn't wearing them. Okay, that was hot. So this, you guys have maybe seen this before. I brought this into the studio many times because it retains heat so well. And so I soaked some short grain rice, like we always use in Korea. Soak that overnight in cold water or in the fridge. Then you put it in a strainer and let it drain for at least 30 minutes.
Oh.
What happens then is the moisture levels in each grain, they balance out.
Oh,
So you get a
wow.
better texture with a finished cooked rice.
Really?
Did
I've
your
never
mom
done
ever
that.
tell you that one?
No.
No. That's just some tips I've learned from chef friends over the years.
Wow.
Yeah, so soaking it up to 3 hours is or at least 3 hours is usually enough, but usually folks will do it overnight. Then in the strainer to drain and balance the moisture levels inside the grain for 30 minutes. And then in here, of course, you don't need quite as much water when you're cooking rice in a stone pot because the lid acts kind of like a pressure cooker.
Okay.
And also, you've soaked the rice, so you don't need quite as much water.
So how much are you putting in?
Well, you could do a 1-to-1, right? Or a 2-to-1, but somewhere in between there is actually the safest. So
Okay.
you got to get to know your pot and get to know your rice.
Yeah.
And it takes a little trial and error, but I think these are very, very forgiving because you crank up the heat, you get it to a boil, you've got the lid on, you can see some steam just shooting out, and then you can lower the heat to almost nothing. Okay. After you see steam shooting out, lower the heat to almost nothing and let it go for another 10 or 15 minutes, turn it off. It retains that heat. And I that's why I think these are really forgiving because it's such an even heat. If you were trying to use a thin bottom pot, you'd be burning the bottom of that rice so fast.
Yeah.
But the way this distributes the heat evenly, I just love it. And this is hot.
Oh, wow. So you've cooked that this morning?
Yeah, just now. And today we wanted to focus on, of course, the Abalone Sotbap. So I cooked the abalone separately. Yeah, so I'll tell you how to run through that. And then also, I couldn't just have abalone. So what is this right here?
Oh, that's a funky looking
gorgeous?
mushroom.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I removed the stem, but this is a Jeonboksotbap or shiitake mushroom.
You didn't cut it like that. That's what it looks like on top.
Yeah, this is natural. Yeah,
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
It's beautiful, right?
It's so geometric.
And I did thinly sliced 2 of these, just 2 really thinly sliced. And as the rice was finishing cooking, I went ahead and put those thin slices in here.
Okay.
So the residual heat of the rice is steaming those very thin slices of shiitake mushroom. Now let's go to the kind of the star of this one though. All right, I showed you the shell.
Yes.
So this sits in the shell like it is.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And it looks more like a slug now. A very
it
fat
does. It does.
slug.
Oh, this one's already been cooked, and what I did to cook this is I boiled it for I use a pressure cooker,
Uh-huh.
so it only took about 10 minutes to get really nice and tender. If you wanted to just use a regular pot, it might be 45 minutes or something,
Just
and you'll.
the flesh. You took it out the shell.
No, I actually left it in the shell,
Okay.
which is just easier because then it comes out of the shell really easy
Yeah.
afterwards. If you want to remove them from the shell when they're still alive, it's not that hard. You just use a spoon. I think a spoon even works better than a knife, and
Yeah.
just go as close to the shell as possible and scrape essentially that foot, that white part right there,
Yeah.
the foot off of there. You'll see this has got some innards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay. And some people are squeamish about this.
Yeah.
I think they're delicious. So I'm going to chop those up to go in here. Then a lot of folks, just to dress them up, will remove all of this other.
And it just comes away by pulling it with your fingers.
Well, after it's been pressure cooked, absolutely.
Wow.
10 minutes made this I think, honestly, maybe a little too tender. I like them to have a little more al dente.
Uh-huh.
But I ate one of these after pressure cooking it, and I was like, whoa, that's really soft. So, so yeah, maybe 8 minutes in the pressure cooker would have been enough.
Yeah.
But it's it's not chewy at all, guys. If you've never had this, when you cook it properly, it's just beautifully tender. And it's a delicacy. I mean, this is like the food of the king. Traditionally, this was an elixir of life back in the day here.
Meant to be restorative.
Yeah, excuse me, I need to check on my smoker here real quick.
No, go for it. Ryan, that's a good place to take a song break and then come back for part 2, if that's all right. Make sure you're watching the stream. Yeah, and don't burn your hands, Ryan. Here is All Day Project, Annie and Uchan with Where You At. Oh, I love a bit of All Day Project now. I'm totally getting into their music and their kind of dancey, faster stuff. They got some other genres of music that they cover that are really good as well. We're here for Dish of the Day, Chef Ryan, who is in his kitchen doing at the same time the sotbap, the stone pot rice, and the turkeys and the salmon. A real multitasker. How do you keep track of everything? Do you use like alarms on your phone and things to check things, or is it all in your head?
Sometimes. The best thing is the day before, really run through how things are going to go. Write some of it down. I'm still very analog. Maybe it'll be in a note on the phone, but often it's just paper and pen. Yeah. And then, of course, you get last minute changes. I got a message from a client this morning wanting to come 5 hours early to pick up their stuff today. Because they're worried about the weather.
Yeah.
They're worried about the weather.
Sure.
And I think the weather's going to be fine. But, I don't want them to stress. So I had to rush and try to get this bread going this morning because that's part of their order, and it takes a while to make bread.
Wow!
But it's proofing right now. You want to see?
You are such a customer first kind of guy. If someone said to me on the morning of 5 hours earlier, I don't think I would struggle to do that. I'd just be like, no, that's not okay. But you're right. There is a chance of snow and wintry sleet, so maybe better safe than sorry. Yana's on board saying, I can't eat abalone well, probably because I can't eat raw food well. But as we've seen here, we're talking about cooked abalone for the most part today. We will talk about it raw as well a little bit later. But Yana goes on to say, stone pot rice is really yummy. I can't wait to see inside. Beautiful mushrooms. And can abalone be overcooked? Well, I guess it depends on personal preference.
Well, if you went really, really far with it, it's going to get a little bit softer.
Yeah.
And I've never taken it to the extreme like that. I think I took it a little too far this time. Like I said, 10 minutes in the pressure cooker was a bit much.
You want a bit of that al dente, that kind of crunch to it.
I like it. I like it to have a little bite because I think that's something unique about the abalone that I want to, let shine through.
Yeah.
The flavor's still definitely there. But yeah, if you went really long, kind of like octopus or squid as well. If you just went super long, it's going to get more and more tender.
Yeah, too soft for most people's liking, I would say. But I'm guessing many people who are just cooking this as an amateur, they might not have it that al dente, but that maintains, when it's raw, it's got that really interesting, solid kind of texture to it and almost crunch to it. Yeah, and that's really good. Siska's saying abalone porridge, abalone rice. Yeah, so it's sotbap, the rice is cooked in the stone pot, and then it's kind of just laid on top, right?
Yeah, I mean, there are some sotbaps where you might cook ingredients inside, but not from the very beginning of putting in the rice, because you've got water and rice. Things would just mix around. You might have beans in there with it, like fresh beans, different grains, but usually most of the ingredients will go in after or towards the end of, and that's what I've done here. Let me show you guys.
Oh, okay.
See if I can flip this around.
Gonna have an unboxing, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And the mushroom and the abalone, they're kind of similar color schemes, so it looks really complementary.
Well, and it just kind of can trick you too, make you think you're getting more abalone than you really are. Yeah.
And you
have to do that a lot.
You've sliced it like not lengthways, but like widthways, right?
Yeah, just across. There's only one part that you really remove from the abalone that everybody kind of removes, and that is kind of the mouth or the beak on one end.
Where is that? One of the length ends.
I already cut it. Yeah, I already cut it, or I could show you.
You can kind of feel it, can you?
I can show you one I removed. But yeah, one end just is a little different from the other.
It feels a bit hard.
It can't when they're raw. But when they're cooked, not much difference. So I'm putting kind of a ridiculous amount of scallions on here.
That is way more than I ever see. Yes, right.
I love it. It kind of reminds me of dirty rice back in the American South.
Wow.
Yeah, get them all in there, and then I got to flip the camera around because I've got something unique that I want to use today that I've never used before. This is an egg yolk that I salted for about a week. And then it was still a little mushy, so I threw it in the dehydrator last night.
Wow.
But anyway, it's a salt cured egg yolk.
It looks like an apricot, a dried apricot or something. Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of gooey. I want them to dehydrate a bit more. Wow. Then I could actually put them through a cheese grater and grade them out like Parmesan cheese.
Oh my goodness.
Over different dishes, right? Like it kind of works right now, but it needs to be a little bit drier for it to really work.
That's not a thing usually with sotbap or abalone. This is just your
No, you might find an egg yolk for sure.
Yeah.
An egg yolk, the rice is hot, the egg yolk's raw. When you stir that up, it's cooking the egg yolk plenty for you. This is going to add a saltier element.
Wow.
And it's not traditional, but it's a little too mushy to grade. So I'm going to just cut it into little pieces.
Wow, that
and this
sounds
is cool.
amazing.
It's kind of translucent. Look at this.
Oh, that looks delicious, doesn't it?
It's kind of cool, huh? And it's definitely going to be rich. Add a little salt because there's no salt in here whatsoever, guys. I mean, just the natural salinity of the abalone,
which isn't overly salty at all, naturally.
No, not at all. I mean, what you would find with this at a restaurant, or if a friend was making this for you, is on the side you'd have a really simple sauce of soy vinegar and maybe some sugar or some honey in there. Okay. Then you might also find a little bit of toasted sesame oil, like we always add to almost everything over here because it's so good.
Wow.
But
and then
that oil helps loosen up the rice. So I'm gonna kind of scatter this around in here.
Oh wow!
And then I'm gonna take a couple of spoons and try to mix this all up really well. But I want to lick my fingers because this is going to be so rich.
It looks amazing. And Yana says from Malaysia, salted egg yolk always goes well with this kind of dish. In Malaysia, we also eat porridge with salted egg. So delicious. Yeah, and you've got salted egg flavors of lots of snacks in that part of the world, but it's not a thing traditionally in Korea. But I think it's going to work really well. And Josh says, I love dirty rice and Hoppin' John. Yes. What is Hoppin' John?
Yeah, beans. Yeah, isn't that black-eyed peas?
Yeah, that's what I've seen on Google. It says that and pork, maybe like bacon or ham hock, a traditional Southern American dish.
Oh yeah, yeah. I grew up with that for sure.
What? That's like a kind
I
of
bet
mixed
mom and dad
rice.
are watching right now,
Yeah.
and they definitely know Cajun dirty rice or New
Oh,
Orleans style dirty rice.
it looks
The only
good.
difference, you'd probably have a bunch of chicken livers in here and a bunch of parsley.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. And Mochi's
This
saying that
this
is a
smells so good.
feast of abalone and mushroom and scallions must add. It adds fun to the dish. Certainly, yeah, some extra stimulating flavors in there. Because otherwise, it is quite a plain dish, like the mushrooms and the abalone in terms of like really 자극적인, stimulating flavors. They are not.
Oh, look at that. Right. It's not a overpowering
Hmm.
flavorful dish. This might be served at the towards the end of a course dinner.
Mm-hmm.
There's some amazing modern Korean cuisine restaurants with Michelin stars now across the city,
Yeah.
and this might be one of your final courses.
Ah.
But look at. Can you see that it got a
It's a bit
little toasted
toasted.
on the rice?
Yes.
Yeah. So always proud when you get to the bottom of the dulsot and you see that you didn't burn any
No.
rice, but you got a little bit of toast there. That makes me
Yes.
happy.
Yeah, because modern rice cookers don't do that. They cook it so perfectly that there's no toastiness at all.
Right. Oh, I really nailed it. Like this
Yeah.
is just got a little bit of toastedness. And now let me show you guys. It looked like a ton of scallions, but after mixing it, this is just
Yeah, because
gorgeous.
that's a lot of
There's
rice.
abalone, there's
Yeah.
shiitake. Yeah, well, I can share this with my neighbors after
Sure.
this, right? So,
Oh,
isn't that pretty?
it is pretty.
Um,
And you're not going to put any
yeah.
sauce in it, any soy sauce, or like you said,
I
the.
think I think I'll make a simple sauce to share on the side,
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think this is good enough, man.
It looks
Maybe a little.
delicious.
I might get a little toasted sesame oil
Yeah, the
and
champion,
add that
right?
to it. Right, champignum is so important. Do I have that here? Did I leave it at home? I'm sure the neighbors have some if I don't have
Absolutely.
some.
Do you want to give it a try and
Look
then we'll
at
go
that.
to a song break, right? Is it ready
Yeah,
to
let
eat?
me make sure I get a bite with some of that egg yolk. There
Yeah,
we
you want
go.
the egg yolk, you want the abalone, you want the mushroom all
Oh,
together. Oh, look at
yeah,
that.
baby.
And yeah, the abalone is slightly more yellow than the paler mushroom you can see if you're not watching the video stream to describe. Oh, and the scallions really do it justice there.
There's a nice little piece of egg yolk. Oh, baby. Okay, here we
Oh,
go.
wow. Oh, that's really wholesome. Oh, freshly cooked stone pot rice. You know, in Korea, rice is so important. That looks so good.
Wow. Wow.
You can taste the abalone as well through it as well.
I love the egg yolk. That's so cool. Yeah, that's the first time I've done that. Abalone, beautiful texture still. It didn't go so soft that you can't notice it,
Mm.
Ah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the flavor
No,
of
it's lovely.
abalone is like a good maybe gateway into shellfish type things if you don't want something overpowering, right? It doesn't taste too much of the sea. The texture,
Yeah,
like, it's not all funky like a mussel or even a clam. Like, it looks very much just flesh-like, right?
yeah. I'd have to agree. I, it might look a little scary to folks, in the live tanks,
Yes, and when
this
it's whole,
slug
yeah.
stuck to the glass, Um, but and maybe raw isn't the easiest way to try it the first time. When you do enjoy it raw, I don't think we mentioned yet, it does have this lovely al dente to it, which you
Mm,
don't quite expect. You might expect it to be chewy
yeah,
or mushy,
yeah.
but it's not at
It's
all.
very firm.
It's very firm. And so they slice it really thin and serve it usually with toasted sesame oil and salt.
Mm.
And I remember the first time having it being a little bit squeamish, like, okay, here we go.
Yeah,
And it's not cheap. Sometimes if you're at the beach, you're gonna pay probably $20 for like one abalone at a
wow.
restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Um, I used five here, and I bought them at the market down the road, and they were only about $12 or $10.
Each.
Um, no, for all five,
Okay,
for all
and
five.
they were
Yeah,
live.
they're alive. Yeah,
Yeah.
and from Wando, the area of Korea down in the south, Jeollanam-do, that has their farms, but by farm, what we mean though, really, is they're in the sea, usually in bays to be protected from weather. But they're floating rafts that submerge these. Um, they're zigzagged platforms that are submerged in the water for more surface area, so they can have more abalone in a smaller space.
Yeah.
And then I suppose they're protected by nets around there to keep other animals from stealing them. Um, but yeah, tons of them out there, and they're so delicious.
Yeah.
I've eaten them on the rafts,
Just straight away.
straight out of the sea, and that it doesn't get much better than that.
Wow. All right, we'll be back in part 3 with a bit more talk about maybe abalone, maybe sotbap as well. We've got this for now, though. Navy Quokka with As We Always Have and Will Continue. 지금껏 그래왔듯 앞으로도 계속. There is no spaces in this song title, just to confuse foreign DJs like me. And we're back for part 3, dish of the day with Chef Ryan, talking about abalone, talking about sotbap as well, which is hot pot rice, you could call it, I suppose. And as Ryan mentioned earlier, although I don't think I honed in on that fact, it is a sea slug, an oversized sea slug. It is not technically a shellfish then, right?
Right. Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting, isn't it? Despite having that shell on its back. And we've got a couple more messages coming in. Josh saying salted egg is here where I am, also in the States. And the sticky rice ball things, deep fried with red beans, that can be really tasty. What is that? That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Siska's saying we got salted egg and spicy chicken and beef floss as well. What on earth is that? I'm not sure. And
you haven't tried beef floss or
what's
pork floss?
What do you mean?
Think about jerky, but if it was shredded into like tiny little fibers,
like floss.
like floss, but not long. They're all short and it's usually kind of sweet, you know. But it's so tiny that it can kind of melt on your tongue. You don't even have to chew anything.
And if you have enough of it, then you kind of can put it in your mouth and chew on it.
Yeah.
I
Totally.
think I have had that. Maybe on top of some other dishes, perhaps. And Mochi saying, I think soy sauce is needed, but it looks so healthy and warm, this dish. And Yana asking, is there any other way to incorporate abalone into a dish? So, yeah, we can have it raw, and in that case, it's just by itself. We can have it in this sotbap. What are some other common ways
I got
to
one
eat
in
abalone?
between raw and cooked.
Oh, okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Ceviche.
Oh, yes, you do a great ceviche. But abalone, that's not a common thing to have in Korea, of course, ceviche.
No, but I've made it many times, and it is awesome. I say between raw and cooked because ceviche cooks using acid, lime juice usually, but you can use vinegar as well.
Ooh.
And so if you slice it really thin, you could have a ceviche ready to go in just like 30 minutes.
Oh, wow. Yeah, just 30 minutes. And it tastes good. It retains like that firmness.
Absolutely. Yeah, it does. It'll turn a little bit opaque because the acid and the lime juice will cook it a little bit, and it'll get kind of a whiter color on some parts, and then if you slice them really thin, even kind of translucent on the edges.
Oh, wow. And the other way, we call it Jeonbok for abalone. Jeonbokjuk is another common way to have it. So as the rice porridge, we did that hashtag recently of juk. So Jeonbokjuk is especially seen as extra boosting when you're feeling under the weather or when you've gone through, I don't know, an operation or something like that. That'll be one of the premium juks, rice porridges, and you can get it with the naejang or without, and they're completely different colors, like a white color, and with the naejang it's like a greeny brown color. Did you put it in the rice then, the naejang?
I did over the song break. I'm not wasting anything around here, Peter.
It will color the rice differently, I suppose, if you mix it together.
Yeah, if they were raw and I cut them up and threw them in, it would definitely color the rice, and the hot rice would cook it, and that actually would have been a good way to do it. then it would have had more flavor of those innards. Pressure cooking them and then chopping them, adding, it's going to be a more isolated flavor. So only if you have that in a bite, if you get a piece of one in a bite, you'll taste it.
Is
It's just kind of creamy.
abalone in season at the moment?
Boy, oh boy.
Because a lot of seafood is like autumn, right? And then coming into winter.
I think abalone season is actually fall. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's September, October, November. But of course, they're available year round. They're in live tanks in all the seafood markets. And I remember the farmers telling me that in the summer months, they feed them dashima or kelp.
Oh.
And then in the winter months, they feed them miok.
Wow.
And that's another seaweed. What do we call miok in English? I can't remember. There's so many seaweeds here.
It's not quite kelp, is it? Kelp is tashima, right?
I love miok gook. Miok gook is a delicious dish here, and it's a thinner seaweed that grows better in the colder months. And so it's more what abalone would eat in colder climates.
Ooh,
so
yeah. And as we were saying earlier, this really is seen traditionally as almost an elixir of life, right? And there's a legend I saw on your script that you prepared where a Chinese emperor even went to Jeju in search of like being youthful forever.
Yeah. Yeah, wasn't somebody asking about Jeju earlier today? I was listening to the show. Yeah.
So there's a tip. Go and find eternal youth through this, perhaps. Other types of sotbap that are really popular at the moment, I see steak sotbap. And when you get it at a lot of places where it's not quite fast food, but it's on like the more cheaper end, you might have it in the steel rice sots rather than the stone rice ones.
Yeah. And then it has a wooden... form to hold on to it. And guys, we should explain, when you get some of these at the restaurants, if you get just the rice, not other ingredients on top, they'll bring it to you and they'll bring some water, maybe even hot water, right? And they'll also bring another bowl. And if you've never learned, how would you know what to do?
No.
You're meant to take the lid off of the rice. And you got to be careful. That stainless steel thing with the wooden base is going to be just scalding hot.
Yeah.
But you remove all of the rice. You might leave a little bit of the parts that are stuck to the sides.
Yes.
But you remove 99% of the rice into your bowl. Then you take that hot water and pour it in there and then cover it. And that is your dessert.
Yes, that's
Not
your
a sweet
nurungji.
dessert,
Yeah.
but that is your nurungji. So that sits, and I swear, Peter, this was some grandmother's trick to make everybody clean their pots. Clean their own.
To scrape it out.
It must have been. And then it became tradition, and Grandma was like, "You gotta get. It's the best part.
Wow.
You gotta do it.
It's brilliant.
Just fibbing a little bit to make sure that everybody cleans their own pots, so she doesn't have to scrub all those little rice cooker pots.
That is
after
such
lunch.
a good tip. I mean, even if you don't eat it, just soaking it so it becomes easier to wash up right at the end.
Totally.
One thing I was asked by a listener earlier, Aaron. Do you have snap peas on your farm? Because one of our DJs, Iris, likes them and says they're really hard to find for her in Korea. So do you even have them on the farm, or do you know where to get them?
Yes, I have grown snap peas. I didn't this past year. And yeah, if you're in Korea, send me a message. I might still have some seed stock for snap peas.
Nice. Okie dokie. Right, we're going to leave it there for today. So you're going back home on Boxing Day, as we call it in the UK, and you'll be away until February, right?
Right. I will be somehow, I'm going to get in. I'll probably get home around 9 p.m., but then try to sleep a little bit, and then I'll be up the next morning with you in the studio.
Fantastic. Wow.
On February something.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my longest trip away
Yes.
that I can remember ever doing.
Me too.
But I'm trying to get down to Brazil for the first time in over 2 decades.
Well,
About the time I get back, I used to live there.
Tell us
and I
all
have
about
many friends
it,
there,
right?
so-
We want to know all about your adventures. Bring in some photos as well when you're back, and have a brilliant time with friends and family,
let's
right?
do it. This is the before. And then the afters, I'm going to be like 20 kilos heavier. I'm going to eat so much in Brazil. And of course, with family next week,
Yes.
it's going to be amazing.
Have a wonderful time.
So excited. Thank you guys for putting up with me and my travel plans.
Not at all. So we will have a replacement coming in for Chef Ryan while he's away and see him back in February. Thank you so much for today. Merry Christmas.
Thanks, man. Merry Christmas, Peter. Have a good day.